My name is Deborah Diasio, and I had an abortion because I was nervous about being pregnant at 17, single, and because my boyfriend wanted me to have one. When he took me to Planned Parenthood that morning, the worker there told me that I wouldn't be aborting a baby, that it was nothing more than a blob of cells with no shape or form. She also told me that it wasn't worth disappointing my parents for something like this, and that I would have to quit school if I didn't have an abortion. I decided at that moment to schedule an abortion, and since I was only 17 years old, she told me I would need to bring a legal ID form from someone of legal age and not to tell my parents, since at that time in 1975, parents had the right to know and they could have stopped me. This was an illegal abortion and Planned Parenthood was aware of it. During the abortion, I was numb, lightheaded, and I was still conscious. I could hear what was going on. I could hear the sound of a machine, which sounded like a vacuum cleaner, and some cracking noises. I could also see some blood, and laid there wondering what the hell they were doing to me. Immediately after the abortion, I felt strange in that area, like the abortionist had just invaded my innermost parts and violated them, and I was still bleeding. As time went on after the abortion, I felt like I had to try and hide my shame over this. I kept hoping the bleeding and the pain would stop. I felt like there was a big hole in me, and that everything inside of me was just going to fall right out. In addition to the shame, I experienced guilt for both the abortion and all the lies I had to tell in order to be able to get it. And I also still felt the physical and emotional pain. Years later, thoughts of that day kept coming back to me, over and over again. I realized at that point that abortion was murder, and that I had to deal with my part in it. A friend of mine who had been through something similar had told me about a post-abortion recovery program at Rachel's Vineyard, which I found help, healing, and God's forgiveness through. The deliberate and gutless lies and the intimidation tactics used by Planned Parenthood to get me to have that abortion, the abortion procedure, and the physical and emotional aftermath are too painful for women to have to endure. And this is why I am silent no more. Thank you.